Reading from PHP files is as easy as writing to PHP files. Basically, it's a one-liner in PHP 5. So you just go like this, file get echo file get contents. Let's echo out the log file that we wrote. File read, there it is. Let's look at it here. We see that there are new lines in the text file here. When we put it out to the browser, there are no new lines. There's a nice little function in PHP to convert that. It's called new line to BR, which is a very good name for it. Can you remember it quite easily? And then you have a page that looks like this. So you have in the website, you have the same display as it actually looks in the text file. I actually, in my programming, do a lot of parsing of text line by line, and I use another function called file simply. File text. So now lines is an array, and I can run through the array. Lines, line. So here I've got a line. Each line will appear here, and then I can output it like this. So let's put a horizontal line between this so that we can see the break. Horizontal line. So. And we'll take a look at it. And we see that it outputs the same thing, one line at a time. The advantage of this is then you can process each line, for instance, say string to upper, for instance, and get the uppercase of each line, that kind of thing. So let me show you an older, more difficult way of doing it, because you'll probably see this in old programs that you work on and change. So the way they do this is make an object, open the file. We're going to open up log text again. We want to read it. That's what the R stands for. Then have a little while loop here. Do while as not the file. End of file. Send the object. And echo out. I'm going to put this new line to BR. And for good measure, HTML special characters. Let's say you don't know really what's in there. It's not your file. So you want to be careful. F encodes all of the greater than, less than symbols, and F gets, and then send your object again, comma, and the number of bytes you want to read, for instance. And then you always want to close it. F close, FP. So that should do it. Let's actually put an X at the beginning just so we can see that it's coming from this loop. And there we have it, another way to output your text. You see here that there's an extra line at the end. But you'll see this code in older programs, but the best way now with PHP 5.2 is to use either file get contents and file itself to either get a string block or an array. With file get contents, it's actually a powerful little thing. You can also get websites, for instance. Let's put another break here and just say echo file get contents http //www.php.net. So we want to get the HTML from the site and simply display it. Let's try that. And here we see it output our text and then went and got the HTML from the PHP page and displayed it on our page. So some very powerful commands to output files. 2 one-liners the old way, and a way to get text from external websites.